Hello and welcome back to my channel. I have been away for a little while and I will do an explanation at the end. Also, I have an announcement that I will do at the end. But I am back for a pick a card reading, and I just want to say this is amazing. This has never happened in my pick a cards. Getting 3 blue cards. And I don't want to ever manipulate or determine what the reading is going to be ahead of time. So I just shuffle, and I actually use my pendulum today to choose the decks that I will be using in this reading. And so everything is going to come out. We'll see what happens. That's why I love doing these readings, because every time there are synchronicities and things that didn't even I wasn't even aware of before the reading, and it just comes out for you. So I have missed you. I hope you're doing well, and I'm glad to be back doing pick a cards. And I also like to try to post at least one video a week, as well as on Wednesdays. So I usually post these on Saturday morning early, and on Wednesdays, I do Whimsical Wednesdays, and that's pick a something because I have so many fun things that I like to use for divination, and it's my opportunity to share some of my different things that I like to do for divination. So I sometimes will use cards or charms or just whatever is coming up for fun. I'd like to do flowers eventually. So remind me of that if those of you who are following this channel. And so let's get started. My name is SK, and I am a psychic medium. I do offer private readings. I don't solicit, I put it out there, and if you're interested, that information will be in the description box. So take a moment, check in with yourself. This is a July energy update, and see which card fits your energy right now. So Sapphire is group 1, Cyan is group 2, and blue is group 3. And as always, Sapphire, the dragon, is here with us to keep it fun and interesting. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group 1. The first thing that I got when I saw your card, Sapphire, regenerate your body, number 38, which is an 11 when you add it up. So that means that you are at the end of a cycle, and actually you've been in this cycle for a while, and you are a master. You've mastered this cycle. You've learned so many, or you are learning so many valuable lessons. And sometimes those lessons are not pleasant. I have been through many of those myself, but I sure learned my lesson. And I haven't repeated those major lessons. So I don't think you will either. The first thing I got from this card, and it's interesting, I have been using this deck for at least 7 years now, and I never saw this. So this is really special for you. Do you see this light up here? It almost looks like a diamond shape. So even though this is a beautiful gem, a sapphire gem, there is a diamond shape here, and there's light in it. Whereas the bottom part of this card is very dark. And I feel the first thing I got was you have been down in the depths. You've been depressed because things have been tough for a little while. And what is beautiful about this, diamonds are created in most major gems, as far as I understand it, by crushing, that crushing impact that that turns something into a diamond. And that is what is happening with you. You are turning into something super valuable, and you're valuing yourself more than ever. You're starting to realize you need to take care of yourself, because no one can do it as well as you can. No one knows what you need as much as you do. And it's so important that you speak up for yourself. And blue is very much a throat chakra, communicating your truth and being your authentic self. And sometimes that's really hard, especially around people who see you a certain way and maybe don't know who you really are, because you've grown and changed and you're finding it hard to share that with them. Um, so this is talking about your body, but I do feel like your throat chakra is really important. And so take care of yourself, and especially your throat area. And speaking up really clears the throat, speaking your truth. And it can, just find someone or even a therapist that you can speak this truth to, because it needs to come out and it will help your body feel better. So I'm going to set this card aside over here with Sapphire. Sapphire with Sapphire. So it adds a little fun to it. Sapphire's nose is holding up your card. So now let's move on to where you're heading after this cycle that you have mastered. This card comes up: green, revitalize your nervous system. And it's a 31, which is a 4 when you add it together. Fours are beautiful because they are stability and safety and feeling balanced, super balanced. So I love the fact that this card is out in nature and it's fresh growth, and it's like springtime, and it just feels like the sun is shining on you, and yet you're in the shade and just relaxed and feeling good. So that's what I'm getting from this. And revitalizing your nervous system is really important after a time like you've been through. So maybe being just outside, going outside and clearing the air. Sometimes there's an old saying, blow the stink off. You can go for a little walk and just inhale and exhale and get rid of all that energy that's been building up. It does help. It feels good. So even just a walk around the block sometimes does the trick. So that's where you're headed, and that's a beautiful thing. So keep going. When these cards came out, it was surprising. It always is. I kind of expect being surprised now when I'm doing these readings, but I still am amazed every single time. So I can't pick these up for some reason. My nails are too short. So I'm just going to read them. Fly, a period of ill health and depression. Pig, beware of greed. Tulip, great passion. And this is an interesting card in the sense that do you see if I put it straight up, the tulip is kind of reaching up and out. So I feel like you are reaching out for help. And I feel like if you are reaching out to these people, they are not going to be able to help you because they are just out for their own good. And what you can do is ask your inner self to help guide you, and your spirit team to help guide you for your greatest good and happiness as you inspire others to do the same. Because we can't change other people, we can only change ourselves. And so here you are, reaching out, and I feel like you are this tulip. You do have great passion, and this is really sucky energy, literally. It's energy vampire people and things that suck your energy, because and I don't feel like, it's just in their nature. It's not it's not an excuse, but that's who they are. And they don't even realize how much of your energy they are sucking. So it's important for you to realize that and speak your truth about it, in a way that you feel safe, because this does not feel like it has been a safe situation for you. And weeping willow, family sorrow. So it's interesting that you got this card, along with this green tree, it's not a willow, but this is fresh growth. This feels like old, old expectations, and the expectation for you to kind of join into other people's sorrow. And just because someone else is having a rough time doesn't mean you have to take on their energy. You can be there for them and you can listen to them, but remember that your energy is fresh. You want to go toward fresh new change. You want this what's the word I'm looking for? Fresh sap. It feels like fresh sap. That is who you are. And you don't want to be an old sap. Well, I don't know what that means, but that just came up. This is the old sap. This is the new sap. So, whatever that means, I hope that makes sense to you. But your great passion is so vital in this world, and if you can get away from this energy, it feels like these are people, but it might be just a situation that you're in right now, that's sapping your energy and taking away this passion. So, get outside, do what you can to blow the stink off and get back to your great passion, because that is who you are. So, let's take a look at these last two cards. You got hummingbird, presence, persistence, positivity. Remain tireless in your pursuit for sweetness. That's that new sap. Engage with presence and positivity. Life may be presenting several options. Pay attention to the one nearest you. What you are seeking may be closer than you think. And then you got elephant. Leadership, harmony, compassion. Take charge. You are being called into a role of leadership in your life and relationships. Move forward into a new way of being, powerful enough to unite those with different views and opinions. Stand strong in your beliefs with an abundance of compassion. Remember compassion for yourself as well, not just for other people, but for yourself as well. So that is your reading. I hope it was helpful. I hope to see you next time, and if you want to hear my announcement, it will be at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, Group 2. If you chose Cyan, this is your reading. Build your confidence and number 35. So when you add that together, it's an 8. And it's interesting that this card came out next, which is a 28 and 9, and excuse me, a 10, and this card was on the bottom of the deck, which is a 9. So I just, I think something is very much in transition in your life, and you are really going, you really want to go in a new direction. It just feels like a new direction. And you've been thinking about this for a while, and it hasn't been exactly clear to you which direction to go. You've been looking for signs and synchronicities, and I hope this reading will also provide that, because there are definitely going to be some signs and synchronicities. But the first thing is that these numbers are all in succession when you add them together. So this card came out next, Black, find richness from the dark night. And I feel like, you've been looking in all these directions, like the way these branches are going, and there's one particular direction you want to go in, and it feels like it's your north node. It has something to do with your north node. So look at your horoscope chart and see your north node, because your north node is actually the direction our lives can take and need to take. It's like our evolution. I'm not a horoscope person or an astrology person, so I just know a few certain things that have really helped me. And your north node is very important. because it definitely has something to do with the lessons you need to, or it's not really lessons. It's like the trajectory that is optimal for you in this lifetime. So take a look at your North Node specifically in your natal chart. If you can get your natal chart done for free online, lots of places. So check that out. But this feels like there's been you've been looking in the mirror. This this mirror. Let's just say this is a mirror, and it's been kind of murky. Like you just can't quite see where you're going, and which is kind of a weird. That's kind of a weird thing to say, actually, looking in a mirror to see where you're going, because it's a reflection. So there's something to do with that. Maybe it's been confusing because other people have been reflecting their desires, and it's important for you to figure out what your desires are and really, make this life something you want. And pleasing other people is satisfying for a little while, but ultimately it causes us to lose ourselves. And I'm not going to mention names, but I did a mediumship reading for a lady recently who just lost her husband a few months ago. And she was in her 70s. And she's so lost because she had built her life around him. And she's kind of lost trying to figure out who she is now that he's gone. And I think that happens in any relationship. If we're so focused on other people's wants and needs that we lose our own understanding of who we are, it can happen. I know from experience. So it's really important to kind of not not look in a mirror for a reflection, but actually look forward, look at your own trajectory. Like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What makes your heart happy? Because making other people happy is just, it's not going to be sustainable, because a lot of times other people can't tell you, they can't communicate with you in a way. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not doing a good job of it, but it's not satisfying. I guess that's really what I'm trying to say. People pleasing in the long run is not satisfying. So really find out who you are. It's so fascinating. It's actually fun to find out who you are. I mean, we're all discovering who we are. No one has it figured out. And that's the beauty of it. You're not alone. We're all searching for who we are and really developing that. So, one way you can do that is coral, number 18. This is very lucky. A 9 is very lucky, and it's also the end of a cycle. So, it feels like this comes in between. So it's kind of like this card wanted to come out and show you that there's an alternative here. Instead of trying to, I think when I was trying to, what was not coming out very well before was looking for other people's reflection and approval. That's what it is. Looking for an approval is probably not going to come. So allow flow and synchronicity into your life. What feels easy? What feels flowy in your life? What feels, when it's something you love, it doesn't feel like work. What would you do for yourself? I mean, just for your happiness, without money, without, you know, for me, it's art. I've been making art for years. It's swimming. Those things I do every day if I can possibly do it, because it just brings me so much joy, and I don't need other people's approval to do that. I can just express myself and go enjoy the water, and you know I'm sure there are those things for you as well. So, whatever feels flowy and synchronistic and fun and joyful, and it just feels, I mean, look at this coral color. It's so joyful. And look at the difference between, there's great contrast here. So, I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry I was mumbling around about that, but it feels muddled. I feel muddled, and maybe you feel muddled as well. So here are some more cards. Let's see what else this reading has to offer. Secret admirer, vase, bell, announcement, purse, pay attention to your finances, desk, pay attention to your work. Interesting that there's a quill and pen here. Um, there's paper. So this feels like you you might be a writer. You might dream of writing. Um, this vase is empty here, waiting for some flowers. So open yourself up to the possibility that you have a secret admirer that wants to express themselves to you. And this announcement has something to do with you, and it definitely feels more joyful. I feel like there's a connection here between the bell and this card. Um, Pay attention to your finances. So maybe this has been some of this darkness. You've been holding yourself back because you're like, well, if I pay for this thing, I have to commit to it, and can I do it? And what if I fail? Those kinds of things are coming up, and so you're holding yourself back. Whatever this thing is that you really want to do, you really want to make this announcement. I'm going to do this thing. Yeah, it's scary, and I understand that, but it's time. It's time. The time is now, and you will be reimbursed in so many ways because it's going to be a priceless experience. And maybe you're going to, by doing this thing that is more flowy and more you and more true to who you truly are, this secret admirer is going to come out and bring flowers into your life and bring fresh energy and joy into your life. So go for it. All right, let's see what else. Oh, before we do that, I just feel like let's pull some tarot cards and see um, what else is going on with this announcement. This feels really, really cool. The Magician and the Tower. Ooh, okay. Wow. Look at these um wow. These butterflies are on, it's almost like they're not, I don't know, it feels like they're on fire, or their color is bleeding out, like it's dispersing. Interesting that they're orange. More orange here. Wow. Okay, so this really has to do with you finding flow and being true to yourself, because I just feel like your energy is just, this is creativity. Orange is creativity. So there's something really creative that wants to come out, and you want to let go of some of these things that are holding you down. The Magician, that is you. You are the magician, and you have all the power, and you have this connection to your higher self that is so strong and so capable. And it's just touching, you know really using your skills and your intuition and everything that you have at your disposal. Ask your spirit team for help. You have so much ability, and when you do this, your life is going to feel much more flowy, easy, easier. It doesn't mean that there won't be hardships, but it will just feel easier and more joyful. So, trusting yourself is very important during this time. This infinity symbol is, possibilities are endless. You haven't even thought of all the possibilities that are going to open up for you as soon as you make this announcement and not, stop worrying about the money. And you've worked hard. I feel like you've really worked hard. So you deserve to have some fun and go for it. Go for this thing that you've been wanting to do. This is really important. Snowdrop, resilience, nurture, kindness. Tend the garden of your heart with care and warmth. Acknowledge the beauty and softness that surround you, even in spaces that seem most harsh and inhospitable. Thaw out the frozen beliefs of self doubt and begin your voyage towards springtime. Where kindness prevails, relationships flourish. Be kind to yourself. Wow. You also got praying mantis, mindfulness, strategy, and calm. And this is so weird, but I've had to redo this end of this video a couple of times because strange things have happened. So I don't feel like this applies to you. It does not feel, it feels like you have been developing a strategy and being too focused on strategy is not really synchronistic and it's not really flowy. So I don't feel like this is going to help you at all. So I am not going to read it. And sometimes that happens. It just doesn't feel right. And so I will hold this up for you and you'll have to let me know in the comments if it actually applies. But I feel like this is who you are. You are a planner. And maybe the planning has held you back. So maybe just kind of going with the flow and taking one step at a time and seeing what happens. Go change that thought of planning into I'm going to enjoy the process and just go for it one little bit at a time. You don't have to take big chunks. So I hope this reading was helpful and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Hello, Group 3. You chose blue. Activate your healing power, number 37, which is a 10 when you add it together. So you are embarking on something new. I feel like you are definitely taking all the things you've learned in this last cycle and really turning it into something beautiful and successful. You've been activated. And I feel like these are healing hands. So it has something to do with your hands and your ability to heal. And you are definitely divinely guided in this work. I do feel like you're also connected to group 1. So if you were considering group 1, you might want to watch that group. Or if you're involved with someone who chose group 1, I think you're very connected to group 1. It's interesting because their card came out, Sapphire came out, and also their second card came out on the bottom of the deck when I was shuffling for you. So look at all this red. This was on the bottom of the deck. So I feel like this is where you've been, and you've been doing a lot of spiritual work, and you are heading into this very lucrative phase for yourself. You really have done the work, and you are going to, you've turned into this ruby, and here's an 8, and it's really about you being so strong after you've gone through all of this spiritual healing and awakening and really searching for what is important to you. And I feel like that's the truth. That's the heart of the matter. Notice this very centralized thing. It popped out the minute I laid these cards down, and this card. There's a similarity here. There's something bursting out of the center of you. I feel like it's very passionate. It's very connected to your crown chakra, and also your aura and your energy. Your energy is really bursting out, and it just feels so, luxurious. Your energy is so strong and passionate right now. I say luxurious because I'm thinking about ruby and the light that shines on a ruby, and how all the fractals of energy and light go out from there. So I feel like something dramatic is getting ready to happen, and it's going to ignite your passion, and just it might have already done that, because this is an 8, and it has a lot to do with your courage and ability to really know yourself and take that energy and just pour it into something really, really important to you. And it will also be very helpful to other people. It feels very connected to the body, and also the base, the root chakra. So that stability and health and vitality, it's very important. You're going to attract success. And you got the star here, guaranteed success. So that is so powerful. I'm excited for you, because you've been doing the work. You got the mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. I don't feel like that's you. You've had this epiphany, you've had this divine guidance, and I don't know if this is someone who's around you, but this person maybe is butting heads with you right now, because and making a lot of noise about it. Mules can be pretty noisy. Of course, donkeys, I think, are even noisier, but I don't know why I got that. It just felt right. There's something about them being very vocal about it. So remember that you are a star. You are this ruby, and this is the heart of you. This is who you are, and you've done the work. You've, it's important to continue to pay attention to your work, but I feel like you have developed these skills because you've done the work, and you will continue to do the work because you're passionate about it. And when you're passionate about something, it just feels so easy, because of course you wake up excited. So I'm just going to set these two red cards here next to each other, because this is your new phase that you're moving into, and it's a 7 and an 8. So don't worry about competition, defending yourself to this person. Just go forward and do what's right for you, because happiness is the best reward, and success is the best reward. So you're going to show them that this is who you are. And this red here, it's almost like a lantern or something. I'm not sure what these two red things are, but they seem like lanterns. And that's you. You're this red in the background. You're this lantern. You're this light. And this person or this situation is turning away from you because it's not right for you, and it's not supportive of you right now. So continue to do the work, keep going forward. It just feels so auspicious and positive. So let's pull some tarot and let's see what else we can find out about this situation, because it feels great. Wow. Look at this awesome energy. And I think it's so interesting that we went from 3 blue cards now to 2 red cards, and you also got the first blue card. So I don't know. It's pretty amazing what's happening. So you got the 8 of Swords. All right, I'm going to hold this here. The Magician is turned in reverse. Justice. 2 of Wands. The Star again. the Star, and the Eight of Swords. So I want to draw your attention to the fact that the Star is a 17, so a 1 and 7 makes an 8. So you have three eights. So look up the significance of three eights. It is a significant number for you right now. So I bet that you're having eights show up in your life right now, and that's synchronicity to keep going, and you're on the right path. Because there's been some indecision and a little bit of having to set things aside and actually focus on one particular thing that you want to go forward with, the most important thing for you. And I think that's really powerful, the fact that you're choosing. And that's why the magician is in reverse, because you're being divinely guided. You don't need to draw from different tools right now. You've got all the tools, you've got everything you need, and you're going forward. So you don't really need to act as the magician right now. That's not the focus. Justice is coming in to tell you that it's going to balance out, and it's going to, and actually, by you choosing this one passionate thing that you're going forward with, justice will prevail. And you're following the star. You're being guided. You're also being given the green light that what you're choosing is absolutely meant for you, and you're trusting. So you're kind of going back and forth between trusting and action, trusting and action. So, it's a nice balance between the being divinely guided and balancing it between your passion. And this is just, you know, feeling like you're trapped, and it's by thoughts, those thoughts that are running around in your mind. But you know what these are, and you know that you can just tell them, okay, I see you, and I'll sit in the back seat. I'm going forward. I'm not going to let my fear get in my way. I am going to go forward with love and passion and belief in myself, and also your experience. You have a lot of experience. I just noticed this picture of the little VW bus and the surfboard. So there's something to do with travel as well as the world. So something to do with travel. So really keep that in mind, that that's part of it. Okay, let's choose these last two cards and close the reading. Rabbit, avoidance, overbusying, heart healing. Check in with feelings of fear and ruminating thoughts. Notice how they may be affecting your decision making. Overbusying is often a sign of avoidance. If there is fear around a relationship or project, it may be a response to an old wound in need of tending. And Grebe, equality, collaboration, and balance. Choose collaboration carefully with attention to balance. Healthy union forms through clear communication and voluntary commitment without expectation. Offering yourself with clear intentions and boundaries will bring nourishment and vitality. Equal effort is essential. Interesting that we have healing and balance as part of your final cards. That is your reading. I hope it was helpful, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching. For those of you who were wondering where I was for a few weeks, I just wanted to let you know I'm back and everything is fine. My love had a surgery on his foot, and we knew about it, so it was a lot of doctor's visits pre-operation, and then during the operation, of course, and then after the operation, lots of just checking in and making sure everything's going well. So it's been busy, but it's been good, and he's doing great. So I just wanted to let you know I'm back. and I will be doing weekly videos. And my big announcement is that I'm going to do pick a cards based around the tarot journey. So I'm going to show you different decks. So this is one from the Light Seers Tarot. And so next week I will be posting different decks just with the Fool card, and you can choose which Fool card you most relate to in that week, and then hear the journey, the message behind it. These will be timeless readings, so you can come back later and see if that Fool card or that Magician card or that Empress card actually still applies to you, and maybe hear a different story. And of course, you can listen to all of them if you would like, but it will be a learning the major arcana as well as a message for you for that week. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments which card you chose, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.